Everybody, it's another pickups video time. So instead of going out this weekend on Saturday and Sunday, I decided to go out yesterday after work. So I went out Friday and I went out today. Friday, I hit up an antique shop. I hit up two mom and pop thrift shops. So they were more or less, they're kind of like a Goodwill, but it's personally owned. So I checked them out. I found a game here or there. Not too bad. Prices were really good as usual. Then today I got up bright and early and I went and I hit up a Via thrift store, a Goodwill, two other thrift shops. I hit up two yard sales, one Salvation Army, and then on the way down to Quakertown, I stopped by another thrift shop, but I didn't actually see anything in there. I didn't want to spend a lot of time. So I'm going to have to go back to that one, but probably not this weekend. And next weekend, I'm busy going to a wedding. So I doubt I'll be able to go there. But next time I go to Quakertown Farmers Market, I'm going to go and check that place out and see what they got. So we'll start off with pretty much I would say shelf fillers, but they were dirt cheap, $1.50. So I mean, I really couldn't turn a lot of them down. For $1 or $1.50, you can always reuse a case for something. Or if you ever get another one, you can switch it out if it would be bad. But we'll start off with the Wii games that I found. And the first one I got was Shrek the Third, which this one was complete, which was really cool. Like I said, most of these were $1, $1.50, so I could not complain with that. So let's put that right there. All right, this one, which I probably will not play, but you just never know. Somebody else might come over and say, hey, I remember that game. It won't be a guy, but Monster High, 13 Wishes. This one was also complete. It seemed like Wii games are becoming very abundant when you go out searching, even though they're going to be a lot of shelf fillers because they made so many crappy games. It's still pretty cool that you can find some stuff. I found steering wheels and all sorts of other stuff for the Wii, but I don't need any of that, so I left all that there. Next one up is SpongeBob SquarePants. This one is Plankton's Robotic Revenge. This one I don't think was complete. Now it has the instructions in there, but it's those makeshift ones that it's not really a booklet. And then they can do to cut costs, I guess. I got another SpongeBob, Truth or Square. This one was not complete, but that's all right. It's a SpongeBob game. I don't know if I'll ever play it. I might put it in just to see what it's all about. I do periodically throw in crappier games just to try them out, see what they're like, see how long it takes me to actually shut the game off. Next one up is My Sims Kingdom, which is another game I've never played before. That one was complete. I believe that's the manual in there. Yeah, the manual's underneath. So that was pretty cool. Let's go with this one. Next one is My Sims Agent. Oh, Agents, I'm sorry. That one was complete, which is really cool. Not another game that I'm sure I'm really going to be that enthused with, but, they added to the Wii collections. Worth it for $1. I got another one of the Monster High Ghoul School, which I'm pretty sure these are girl games, but like I said, $1, can't beat it. Complete for $1. All right. Another one, Monster High Skullmate. Skulltimate Roller Maze, I'm sorry. This one feels complete too. Yep, this one was complete as well. Never even heard of these games. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of Wii games I've never heard of because I only ever really bought the ones that I wanted to play and whatever you played at somebody else's house. Next up is Aliens in the Attic. That one was also complete. The Salvation Army is the one that had a lot of these games for $1, $1.50. Next one up is Disney Princess. That is The Enchanted Journey. Oh, that one is complete. The holder snapped on it, so I might have to switch that case out. But I might not. It's a princess game. Not going to play a princess game. All right, next up is Build and Race. And that was complete as well. I said a lot of games complete. Even though they're weak, complete. All right, let's go with the UFC Trainer. I will not use this game, guarantee you. But it is complete. I do not need exercise games. Next up is Kawasaki Jet Ski. That one, again, complete. Cool. That one I will try, and that one I will play. Next up is the Angry Birds Trilogy. This one I don't think has a manual. It has the instructions, if that's the instructions that came with it. It's just how to play the game. But that's cool. I know I will play that game. And the last one, the highlight, which this one was not $1, but it was still cheap. Godzilla Unleashed. That is not complete, but that's all right. That's fine by me. To have Godzilla Unleashed is really cool. I was going to purchase this on PlayStation, but, you know, I saw it on this. It was cheap, so I picked it up. And the final Wii item I got, which I'll show this in a minute. That's something different. I found this at the antique shop I stopped at yesterday, which, like I said, I don't need any kind of fitness things. I'm as skinny as a twig, so I really don't need it. But to add it to the collection, considering I have Wii Fit games, I thought it was pretty cool. Retro Mikey 78, he led me on to go into these antique shops. I think I paid like $3 for this. So, I mean, for $3, I can't find them used for $3. So I was absolutely baffled when they rang that up and it was only $3. All right, now let's see. We will go with, I did manage to find one Wii U game, which technically it's 2 Wii U games. It's Star Fox Zero, and it has the other Star Fox Guard in here. So it's 2 games in this box, which is really cool. So I did find one Wii U. You don't see Wii U floating around out there. If you do, it's usually Skylanders or Disney Infinity. Those are the games you see floating around for dirt cheap at any kind of a thrift shop or anything like that, as far as I've seen so far. So that was the Wii U game that I managed to find. That came from Q-Mart, the flea market. Let's go with, we'll go with the original Xbox. So I ended up buying a couple double games just because I saved cases and they were cheap. And underneath the one disc, there was IHRA Professional Drag Racing 2005, which I don't have this one, so I just threw it in a standard CD case. But that's pretty cool to add to the collection. Next up is Street Racing Syndicate, which I've never played that. I mean, it looks pretty cool on the back. Not complete, but still an Xbox game case. That's all that's really mattering to me. Links for the original Xbox. Now, some of these games I have on a list of I must repurchase since I traded them in years ago, and I found an old inventory log that I had before I traded them in. So I'm picking up some of these games that, you know, you wouldn't think, well, why would you want it? I mean, it was something I had years ago, so I wanted to pick it back up. So I did find Links, and it was dirt cheap again at a thrift shop, and it's complete, which is cool. Manhunt. Found this one also at the thrift shop. This one is not complete, but to have Manhunt, that's cool. That was also another one from the list. I think the one I had, though, was PlayStation 2 I had it on, but now I have it on an original Xbox. Next up is Robotech Battle3, which this one is complete, which is really cool. This was also another mom and pop thrift shop. And the last original Xbox is Full Spectrum Warrior. This was also from the mom and pop thrift shop. And that was complete. And a lot of these games I did not have to resurface or even clean up this time, which was really, really good. I think maybe one or two of them from the one Goodwill, it might have been Goodwill I think I went to that I had to actually clean them, which they probably would have played, but I figured what the heck, I might as well clean them. All right, now this one here, this pickup, this I found, I do construction for a living, so sometimes we do rental apartments. We got to go in and revamp them. And underneath the radiator, I found Pokemon Moon for the 3DS. And I don't even have a 3DS, so like I can't play it, but to find a Pokemon game, which don't even play Pokemon either, was pretty cool. I mean, it's not a valuable game, but it's just neat to find stuff like that. And you know, what's really concerning is that things are coming this small anymore. So obviously it's going to be easier and easier to lose expensive games because everything is coming the size of a little chip. I don't like this. And if you don't have the case, I think it's kind of stupid to have them, but I will keep it. I have another one back there behind me that I got from John Riggs the one time. It's brand new, unopened, but I don't have a 3DS, so there's no point in opening it up. All right, on to the Genesis games. Here is Triple Play Gold Edition, which sticker is in really, really good condition, the label on it. And then WWF Super WrestleMania, which also labels in really good condition. And then Nickelodeon Real Monsters. Haven't added too many Sega games lately. I picked up a Sega CD game, Who Shot Johnny Rock? And it is a Blockbuster video, it says on it, which is really cool. And that one is complete with even the foam. Oh, even has the foam on it. The disc looks beautiful. So that's cool to add to the collection. Never played it. It's all movie cinematic it looks. So not really sure what it's even about. Probably like a murder mystery, I would think. And it's 2 players, 1 or 2 players, which that strikes me as odd, but that's pretty cool. All right. I found this at one of the thrift stores I went to last week where I found some of the other games. I found Tomb Raider 2 Strategy Guide. Now, I do have a Tomb Raider 2 Strategy Guide, but it's a different one. It's not the official one. What is this, the Prima one? I don't know which one this is. This is the Prima's one. So I have a different one, and I have noticed because I have a couple Zelda ones, and depending on the manufacturer of it, they're going to show you other hints that the other one doesn't. Because I remember we were using it for, I believe it was Majora's Mask, and I had 2 different strategy guides open, and one was showing you where items were located and where you needed to go, and the other one didn't. And then when you got to the next segment, it was flip-flop. So we were kind of flipping back and forth, me and my buddies looking at them. But that was really cool to pick up, and that was, it said $2.99 on it. I think I got it for $1.50 or $2. I didn't pay the $2.99. So that was really cool to get. And it's not in bad shape. The only thing that's bad on it is there is a crease down the back here, but that, you know, it's older. It's a used manual. Let's go to the PlayStation games that we got. First off, I got this one from that antique shop that I stopped at, which was Road Rash 3D. This was a game I had years ago when I was a kid. I did like it, not as much as the game looks beautiful too. I love the black labels or the black disc ones. Even the blue disc ones are pretty cool. But the ones on Genesis I liked a little better. The regular Road Rash 2, 3. I think there was a 3 on Genesis, but I know 2 I loved a lot, and I don't have it anymore on the Genesis, so I am going to be eventually looking for that game. Next up, again from thrift shops, Hard Hitter Tennis, which was dirt cheap, and it was complete and in an original case. Next up was FIFA 06, which, believe it or not, this is my only soccer game on the PS2, and I have 260 PlayStation 2 games, so this would be my first soccer game on the PS2. I do believe I have this for GameCube or at least the original Xbox. Next up is Frogger's Adventure for the PS2. And that was also complete, which was really nice. And the final PlayStation 2 game I found today was Grandia 2. I found that one down at Q-Mart, and it is complete, which is really, really cool to get. Because I got, I believe, the first one from Retro Rec Room. And it even has this little card in here. Let me see if I can get it out without messing it up. Buy two, get one free. Little promo advertisement that's in there, which you would think wouldn't be left in here, but that's cool. It's in there. So yeah, that was a good pickup today. I was glad I found that one. All right, and actually, yeah, let's do these first. All right, so I found this one at the thrift shop as well. I don't know if it was a Goodwill. It might have been Goodwill. Yeah, I think this one was a Goodwill too. And this one is the Party Classics Lips. 90s and 80s it says on it, which I'm assuming it's all music, but it was complete. Next up, we'll go with DJ Hero 2. Now this one is complete. I do not have the turntable for the 360. I do have the DJ Hero turntable for the Wii, but I do not have it for the 360. So, I mean, eventually I'm sure I'll pick one up. I'll find one at the flea market or whatever. Next one up is Michael Phelps. I know, it's Kinect. But it was dirt cheap and it was complete. I don't use my Kinect. I didn't really like the Kinect. I didn't think it followed my motion quite right, but just, pretty cool to have that. I don't really see that one around, actually. Next one up is Disneyland Adventures for the Kinect, which I've never seen this one around either. This was just odd that I saw it there. So I picked it up. It was another $1.50. Then I got Alone in the Dark. I found this one today for the 360, and that one is complete, which is really cool. Definitely looking forward to playing that one. And the last one on the 360 I picked up today is The Last Remnant, which is also complete. And it's the 2 discs. Both discs are there. I mean, that's a great pickup in my eyes. All right, now we're to the last stack here. So I picked these up, most of these up yesterday. There is one or two from today in here. I stopped back at the F5 again, and they had not much new stuff in, but they had a couple things. So I saw this in the Steelbook, the FIFA 13, which not huge into soccer, but I don't have many Steelbooks, and honestly, I thought this just looked pretty cool, and it wasn't all dented up. Now, there's no manual in it, but, I mean, pretty cool to have a Steelbook. Next up is Aliens Colonial Marines, which is also complete. That's a pretty good score. Never played this one. Definitely looking forward to trying that one out. Next one up is Rayman Origins. This came from the mom and pop place that I went to. That one's not complete, but that's always cool to have a Rayman game on PS3. I don't have any Rayman games on PS3, so I mean that's pretty cool to have. Call of Juarez was the next one I picked up. That came from the same store. That one is complete. And the discs are mint on the PlayStation 3 games. Next up is Mercenaries 2. This one came from the same store, from the mom and pop. That is complete. Next up is Neptunia, which I never heard of this game. The back looks pretty interesting on it. It is complete, which is pretty cool because I'm not sure if it's an RPG or really what. But it definitely looks pretty cool. It even says Altered Beast on the back, so I'm not really too sure what that is. But it has like the Altered Beast startup with the fire and all that, that's pretty neat. I am not even going to attempt to butcher this name. I'm going to go with what it's called for the actual thing. It's Absence of Justice. So Absence of Justice, I'm not even going to go with it. It's like Disgaea 3, I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm not going to butcher it any more than I have. That one is also complete. That mom and pop store, they had a lot of PS3 games, and they were all complete, and they look good. In the one game that I got, which I thought was pretty funny, I thought it was the instructions for it because this side was showing, well, here it's Liberty City. And I have this game on PlayStation 3, but I don't have this travel guide. So conveniently, I'm just going to add that to my game. So it's not complete though, but to have that with it, that's pretty cool. Now these I heard Retro Mikey 78 talking about, and Patrick Foo Fan. He wants Mikey to get him these games, and just dumb luck, I found both of these games. One was yesterday. I found MotorStorm Apocalypse. Got this dirt cheap too, which absolutely baffles my mind. Same deal, came from that store. Look at it, complete. And then today, when I was walking around at Q-Mart, I found MotorStorm Pacific Rift, and that one was complete. Now this one wasn't dirt cheap, but it was not expensive by any means. It wasn't. I think I paid $6 for this one, which I mean $6-7 for this is not a bad deal. All right, there is one more thing, but I have to actually get it. So I did find when I was at Q-Mart, which I didn't have a lot of time to be walking around. They had so much stuff to look at, and I haven't been actually to the flea market in a while. But I decided today I was going to take the extra trip and go around. And I tried to strategically plan every place I was going to because there was a lot of places. I mean, I must have spent 6 hours out today driving around, hitting all these places up. Well, when I was walking around in the one store they have there, it's called Video Bonanza. It's a permanent store at the flea market, and they've been there for years. Now, they kind of keep their prices near price charting. Sometimes they're a little higher, so you really got to go through and check and see, what is this going for? Is their price good? They had a deal going today where it was buy two, get one free, and they had one whole row, both sides about halfway down, and it was pretty much every system you could think of, from the ColecoVision to Intellivision. I saw Atari 5200, 2600, PS1, PS2, literally everything except for the uncommons like Jaguar, CDI. They did have a box 3DO with some games for $299, but the deal they had was in that one row, it was buy two, get one free, and you could mix and match any of them to do it. So you could pick like a PlayStation 1, you could get an Xbox 360, and you could get they had some Xbox One. So you could have got all of them, and it would have been the same deal. Everything else was 10% off that was video games. And they had a lot of nice stuff. They had a control set like I have for Nintendo. They had the power set that I have too. I didn't really get to tell the condition, but the action set they pretty much had everything. They had Super Nintendos in boxes. They had 64s in box. They had a ton of stuff, and it would have been 10% off those certain items. Now I did search through and I'm looking, and then I saw Paper Mario, and I was like, I'd really like to get that to add to the collection, but I'm looking at it. It's priced way too high. And even if you take the 10% off, it still would have been way too high. So I scratched that one. And as I started looking through their rarer titles, which all their better games are behind the counter, I did find Snowboard Kids 2 at a good price. So ended up picking this one up to add to the collection. That I'm not sure if this is the rarest one I have now, but it's definitely a rarer game. I never see it out there, and I'm so happy to add this one to my 64 collection. So that was this weekend's pickups, which I think I did pretty good. Didn't spend a ton of money. I spent a lot of time, but all in all, it was worth it. I would have liked to have walked around more of the outside tables and the other vendors, but it pretty much had spent my share of what I allotted myself for the weekend and did not want to just continue to keep walking and walking. It was just a long day so far. But yeah, I think I did pretty good. I hope everybody likes what I got because I like what I got. And next weekend, if I can, I'm going to get out and try to do some more pickups. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one.